Thank you guys for coming to Politics and Life. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you don't mind, please like, comment, and subscribing. Today, there has been a video that I saw on Alex Jones' page on X, aka Twitter, where there's about a 10-minute clip exposing the CIA and the crazy things they've been doing behind the American people's backs, probably off our taxes. I guarantee it. One of the things he talks about in this video is how January 6th had federal informants or federal agents in the crowds, which we were told that they did. They weren't there. We all knew that was a lie. Also, that they're creating fake accounts to push certain narratives and to get information on people they may disagree with. Also, that they went after Alex Jones to pretty much bleed him dry of all of his finances and money and income, which that sounds like not a democracy, like authoritarian right there, if there's any word to say. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get the video started.
Kind of put anyone in jail if you know what to do.
How?
Just let them up.
Does the Bureau practice entrapment a lot?
We get really close. We call it a nudge.
A nudge.
A nudge. Sometimes you just gotta give them a quick little, just to see what happens. Sometimes you like the view.
So this guy's pretty much, sorry for pausing already, but he's pretty much admitting that they will pretty much push someone into a corner so far that they pretty much have to react at that point, and that's when they take him down. So that illegal? I think so. They should arrest this guy off the bat for admitting this and saying this. Like, they are hiring some dumbasses at these agencies that this guy's just willingly to openly say all of this on camera.
And just wait for it to follow. Nothing like putting on a fake social media thing to like really get people mad.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, so we were after him.
You are?
We did what we wanted.
Which is what?
Took his money away, chopped his legs off.
Gavin O'Blennis is a contracting officer at the CIA. O'Blennis worked for the FBI in 2021 and 2022 in the San Diego office, moved on to Homeland Security where he conducted asylum interviews at the southern border, and now works for the CIA managing multi-million-dollar contracts across government agencies and private sector vendors.
I work for, how do I put this without, I'm not supposed to tell people kind of job. If I say intelligence, what do you think?
CIA?
Yep.
You work for the CIA?
I do.
That's
I'm
incredible.
a contracting officer.
That's amazing.
So I deal a lot with like different agencies. We're contracting with like Director of National Intelligence to do stuff. We do Navy, Army, any of them really. I just FBI. I used to work for the FBI, so they threw the FBI at me. They're like, here.
So it looks like they're just transmitting through these three-letter agencies to other corrupt people and other three-letter agencies to continue this corruption that we see. So no one with integrity, it seems, can get to these top points. It's just, we're going to place you in this, and then we're going to move you over here. Same type of people are running these agencies. That's why I said we need to demolish the CIA. CIA is the worst agency of them all, in my opinion.
I used to work there. Oh, I'm permanent. I'm staff. Yeah.
Good. Well, why do they call it contracting?
Because I do the contracting for them. I do all the legal contracts. I fly out to vendors and evaluate them. I love the agency.
Good for you.
I like the Bureau, too. The Bureau was a lot of fun. I got to do a lot of cool stuff with the Bureau. I was the guy in the back of the truck in the van.
O'Blennis spoke to an undercover Sound Investigations reporter about his work experience involving near entrapment and his employer's involvement with political commentator Alex Jones's legal battles.
As long as the Bureau is able to progress far enough to be able to put pro-lifers in jail whenever they want.
Yeah.
You think that's on the agenda?
You can kind of put anyone in jail if you know what to do.
How?
You set them up.
Yeah, entrapment or blackmail. That's what he's saying. You set them up. This is insane. This is treason being committed openly on the American people. They can't just arrest people because they feel like it, just because they disagree with your opinions on something. This is insane.
You create the situation to where they have no choice but to act on their impulse. And once they act on that impulse, then we'll call that entrapment. It's a fine line.
Does the Bureau practice entrapment a lot?
We get really close.
Not officially.
No. We get as close as we can. We get as close as we can to it without doing it.
So they can entrap some of these pro-lifers into doing things that they don't.
Depending, yeah. We call it a nudge.
A nudge.
A nudge. Sometimes you just gotta give them a quick little, just to see what happens, right?
And how does that happen?
You put a post out there, or you have someone fake profile say something that triggers, that we know is going to trigger them.
So they just make up lies and spew nonsense to piss people off, and when they react, they take them down. no, this should never happen in the freest country of all, United States.
Right? Like we already know your history. If we're to that point, we already know everything about it. So we're like, oh, this will piss them off.
Oh,
Sometimes you like to fuse and just wait for it to follow, right?
like a rally, like a so when a rally happens, that's sometimes the bureau behind it.
Yeah, sometimes. Nothing like putting on a fake social media thing to like really get people mad.
Mm-hmm.
Post fake news. Sometimes it's not fake. It's embellished a little bit.
Who would be like a big influencer that you're after? You're like I don't know, like I don't even know these names, like a Fox News person or like a Tucker Carlson or like.
Oh, I'm sure he's a right. He always was the biggest and loudest. Like that, what was his name? The one that said Sandy Hook didn't happen.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, so we were after him.
You are? Are you still after him? Why?
Because he's broke. He got found guilty and had to pay like
He's having to pay these families, which it was wrong. He apologized many of times and come out and said he knows it happened and he feels bad for even commenting on it. But for him to have to pay $500 million, I think it's like $500 million, right? $500 million to these families when he didn't commit any of the crimes is insane. So they're pushing and pushing and pushing, and then when someone reacts, they arrest you and take everything they have from you, just like the mafia. The government is ran just like the mafia.
$100 million.
So why were you after him?
We're not anymore.
Just to get the money from him?
Yeah.
Was that court case used? Was that a CIA?
Sure it was.
That was the agency thing?
Well, actually, it was a defamation case. So it's a civil, not government. But we were looking at all of his followers, commenting, following, like, who's that going to be this time, right? So even though it's technically not not the agency, definitely, but the Bureau, for instance, yeah, it's not our purview. It's a civil matter. But since they got all this access to his stuff and it's there, what can we go find?
And did you find anything?
I can't determine if we did. But so, it's just kind of like, realize the opportunity that you have.
So with Alex Jones, you were watching him long before anything ended up happening.
Probably. It wasn't my office, but I mean, we would have been well aware of what he was doing.
And the goal with him was what? Just to bankrupt him?
Oh, pretty much. And we let the families do it.
And what?
We let the families do it.
Were they encouraged to do that by the Bureau? Like nudged?
We don't encourage people, but like we just say there's no.
What does he have to do with the death of other families? I understand it was tragic and he shouldn't have said something, but I mean, he is one of those conspiracy theorists, and there was some questionable things that I remember back in the day hearing, but I'm not going to get into that. But that doesn't mean that they should be able to sue me for $500 million because I said there were some questionable things. That's ridiculous. And you know that this agency is pushing for them to sue him, which happened. Ridiculous.
Federal statute being broken, but you do have the option for a civil case, and it's a pretty good case.
Nice.
In our opinion.
So, that makes so much sense. I have a cousin who's a lawyer, so that's a lot of these cases. They're kind of encouraged by the FBI.
Yeah, like there's nothing federal law we can do, but civilly, we can go at them that way. Chop his legs off.
And they did. So the FBI was happy.
We didn't care. We were like, oh.
Basically, the citizens did your job.
Yeah.
Wow, so you can encourage a civil lawsuit.
Not encourage, educate.
What can you do with people like Alex Jones now? Because he's still out there. He's still chirping.
He can chirp.
They still watching him?
Yeah.
Why?
He did what we wanted.
Which was what?
Took his money away.
Yeah, that's all it's about, to make them feel empowered that they can just come in and to just mess with anyone's company or business, etc., and to just take everything away. And then they're satisfied. That's not how America works. And I'm glad that Alex Jones keeps on fighting the true fight and exposing the truth. We need to have this whole agency exposed for what they are, frauds.
We shut him up for a while. You're never going to shut him up for anymore.
Well, unless you put him in prison.
But again, he didn't do anything about the prison. Being ignorant is not a crime, though it should. It is.
I mean, what you could bring a nudge.
He did incite a riot, like Cheeto. He didn't encourage people to go shoot people. He didn't do it.
Additionally, O'Blennis states that he knows and works with FBI agents who were undercover in the January 6th Capitol riot, estimating about 20 field agents were there undercover. While O'Blennis notes that they were not involved in violence, this appears to be the first admission of undercover FBI agents in attendance.
I thought you said that there were FBI agents in the crowd at J6.
There always are when there's a big protest in DC. Just in case it gets out of hand like that. There wasn't enough to turn that tide. I mean, I'm talking they maybe have 20. You needed 1,000 to get
That's why Trump tried to have the National Guard there, and Nancy Pelosi, who is in charge of the Capitol Police, stand down and didn't let them actually come. Same with Muriel Bowser, is that her name? The mayor in DC. They could have prevented it. And to be honest, nothing bad happened. Sure, there was a few bad apples that shouldn't have been in there, but they were allowed in. We saw the videos. You guys can continue to play stupid, but we saw the videos. There was not a riot. If you want to go to see riots, check out the BLM riots that you guys were saying protest. Where does it say to be peaceful? And actually encouraging them. The left was encouraging riots during the BLM times when they were protesting and burning down businesses, but they don't say anything about it. But God forbid, January 6th, 24/7.
So they had like, that was just 20?
Yeah, just go through it there and see what I can hear, that kind of thing.
Wow. Definitely. They needed 1,000 at least.
Well,
Wow.
see, that's also Capitol Police jurisdiction. They're in charge.
So
Why they didn't have more on hand, I don't know.
The Bureau didn't really want people knowing that they were in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That would be overstepping their
A
bounds.
little bit.
Do people know that?
Why?
Do people know that the Bureau was in the crowd?
Nope, and probably never will.
Do you know agents that were there?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
The agency now.
So according to him, we never will know that agents were in the field. Now we do. Thank God for this video leaking. These people are patriots and doing God's work, and we need more people to come out and start talking, being whistleblowers, or just doing stuff like this, going on little dates or lunches and setting these people up, because we need to expose the whole system. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you soon. Have a good day.